Welcome to the Brian Craig Show podcast. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. The Brian Craig Show podcast is brought to you by Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing, who will never sell you a roof you do not need. We'll talk more about Tom later. Thank you so much for your sponsorship of the program, Laporta Contracting and Laporta Roofing. Okay, well, this weekend has just been a disaster for Biden. And an article just dropped in the Gateway Pundit that I'm going to go through now. The clock is ticking, and you know what has gone on is the powers that be, the government's been shut down for a week because of 4th of July. Everything's shut down. Congress, they're all back in their home districts. The government doesn't work on the weekends, and the Bidens got it in their head. Maybe somebody that's just entertaining them has given them the idea that if they could get things back on track over the 4th of July weekend, everything will be okay. So Biden did that interview with Stephanopoulos where they painted him up orange, right? You know this orange man thing they do with Trump, it's insane. They made Biden orange. The interview went very poorly. It was incredibly short. It went very, very poorly. He spoke in Wisconsin, which is where he did the interview. And he left after a very short speech to a small group of people in a middle school gym. And I noticed he got out right before 4 o'clock. It was like right before the sundown syndrome kicked in. And now he's on Eastern time and they're on Central time. So it was, right before 3 o'clock Central, but right before 4 o'clock Eastern. He got out of there after a very short speech, and I told Kathy, he's like Cinderella. 4 o'clock comes around, he turns into, what he turns into. So this article just came out, and it's in the Gateway Pundit, but it's based on reporting in Axios. Listen to this. The desperation from Democrats regarding Joe Biden is going into overdrive, and a final answer regarding his political future could come this week. Axios on Sunday dropped an explosive report that a fast-growing number of Democrats are begging and plotting an intervention as Dementia Joe refuses to quit the presidential race. And let's stop there. Dropping out of the presidential race is only part one. There's no way it's going to fly that he's mentally incapable of running for president, but he's mentally capable to be president. So the Bidens haven't even dealt, I don't think yet, with the possibility that he's not going to finish his term. They're going to force him out. They're just trying to stay the nominee for the party.
Well, here's the problem the press is having. I mean, it's such a mess. They've been defending this guy for months and months and months, gaslighting everybody, telling everybody he's fine, he's healthy, he's sharp as a tack, blah, 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 when they all knew that was BS. Then he does a debate, and it was so bad that they had to admit that he was out of it. Mm-hmm. And it's getting worse.
Oh yeah,
and they decided, whoever's running the country, we know it's not him, that he's out because they're like, there's no way this guy can beat Trump. This is their thinking. So now they're all in on trying to get him out, but he's refusing to leave. So if they can't get rid of him, how are they going to undo this mess and do another 180 back to Biden is great? I mean, they can't fix this mess they've created now.
They're confident.
They're screwed either way.
They're confident they're going to be able to get him out of the way.
One way or another, I guess.
Now, back to the Axios article. The Democrats want everyone from the Obamas to congressional leaders to persuade Biden to drop out by Friday. Top Democrats want Biden out by then because they hope he'll endorse Harris as his successor and help ward off an all-out brawl at the Democrat convention in Chicago. Axios reports this. If Biden were to endorse Harris as the nominee, she'd need time to ramp up and pick a running mate. And if Biden didn't anoint her, there'd be a frenzy among governors and ambitious Democrats to try to win the nomination. The S is going to hit the fan on Monday when Congress returns, a House Democrat told Axios. People are scared about their own races. Remember, every member of the House is up for re-election every 2 years. Yep. So these Democrats in the House are in a panic.
Yeah, they're worried. They're not worried about the country. They're worried about their own jobs.
Several Democrats in the House are close to speaking out publicly or even signing letters telling Biden to give up, according to Axios. A top Democrat operative told Axios that the only person oblivious to Biden's political position is Biden himself. And I think Jill, too. I think Jill, who's basically the president. And she doesn't want to give up power. Plus,
I don't think they're oblivious. I think they just don't care.
I don't.
They don't care. They care about themselves. They don't care what other people think.
They're in a bubble, and resigning the presidency or not going for the nomination is not just humiliating. It's a stain that will follow forever, because what they've done here, is set up a forever discussion that's going to go on for decades about the presidency of Dementia Joe. This Dementia Joe is going to be how he's known and remembered.
Well, and now the press is really turned on him. Like, he was at this black church. You notice how he ignored that black girl in the line? It was all over Twitter yesterday. It broke my heart to see that girl's face. Trump should invite her to Mar-a-Lago. And now he's at a black church this morning. I mean, everything they do is so staged and fake. And there was all video today on Twitter of him. He gave a speech. He didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And then he's just sitting there staring off into space. The blank stare where somebody said the lights are on, but nobody's home. That's kind of thing. Right. This guy is not going to snap out of this, okay? And I think Democrats have finally admitted this to themselves, because they lie to themselves, that it's over. But here's the thing that nobody has asked anybody, which I would love to be asked. What's your plan B? If Biden, they keep thinking he's going to resign. And I've told you guys, this guy is not going to resign unless they come out with something really bad. Even then, I don't think he'd resign. It is not the old days of politicians. Politicians don't walk away anymore. They stay with it. And I don't think he'll resign. So I would like to ask somebody, what's the plan B if he flat out refuses? Nobody has asked that question of anybody. And I really like to know what that is for them.
Well, the only thing I can think of, Kathy, in response to that is, of course, no one knows. But I think that they're making a plan to remove him from office if he won't step down. And like I was telling you,
I know, I just like to know what that plan is.
The 25th Amendment. If he won't resign.
I thought a brokered convention they've talked about.
They don't want him out.
Doing new primaries. Kathy, they're throwing a lot out there.
They don't want him just out of the running. They want him out of the office. Okay? They're just doing it step by step.
Well, let me ask you this. Here's the problem with that. There obviously is a major dissension going on. So if they want to get him out and he's refusing to step down or not run again, there's probably a lot of arguing about what to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there probably is a lot of infighting as to what that plan B is. Some people might say we have to do the 25th Amendment. Some people might say we need to do another primary. Some people might say broker.
Well, they can't do a primary.
So, somebody mentioned that they could hold another quick primary and pick somebody else.
No, they can't.
So there might be.
They can't do that.
The problem is it's chaos, and you got all these different factions running things.
I don't think it's chaos.
They can't all get on the same page.
I don't think it's chaos at all. I think there's this little bubble of Biden people that are holed up in the White House, and then there's the rest of the Democrat Party. And, this Axios article I was reading from a few minutes ago, that one of the Congress people, they said they went back home in their district and every constituent they met with was asking about Biden's mental health.
Yeah.
So they have a plan that what they're trying to do is coerce him into stepping aside and taking whatever golden parachute payoff they offer him and his family.
Never going to happen.
If he doesn't do that, they're planning on the 25th Amendment. The holdup has been a couple of things. One, because of the 4th of July, the entire government has been shut down for a week, right? So everybody in Washington comes back to work this week. So they're all there. They're all in place. They're going to start organizing towards that. If the Bidens, they're going to go to the Bidens again a final time. They're going to go to them a final time. They're going to offer them a deal. And if they don't take it, they're going to go to the 25th Amendment because the Democrats have gone so hardcore against him. You know, David Axelrod has been on CNN nonstop. It's like the days of Michael Avenatti with Axelrod, who's a direct voice of Obama, who's talking about how out of it Biden is and he can't win. He needs to step aside. So they're all in on this. There's no pivoting back. They can't. There's not anything going to happen. Now, Laura Loomer on Friday picked up on something. Who was it that had the original tweet when we were?
Monica Crowley.
Okay, Monica Crowley on Friday tweeted that there's been a medical emergency on Air Force One with the president. This was on the way back to D.C. from Wisconsin. Within an hour, she and everybody except Laura Loomer said that report was false. Laura Loomer, here we are 3 days out. She sticks by it, and Laura Loomer has very good sources. Laura Loomer is the only person that's still reporting this. Everybody else says it wasn't true.
She said there's a cover-up.
But Laura Loomer says that there was a medical emergency with Biden on Air Force One on Friday. Yep. There is a complete cover-up. She's talked about this, how she said there'll be a time soon when a staffer comes out and tells the truth. She's going to be totally vindicated. Laura Loomer has incredible sources. I've never known her to be wrong about something.
No.
And she has really gone in hardcore. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted today that report's not true.
Well, because she doesn't like Laura
Marjorie
Loomer.
Taylor Greene and Laura Loomer hate each other more than any two people I've ever known.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, because I like them both a lot, but they hate each other. So those two are always going to counter the other.
Right.
So I think Laura Loomer's probably right. Loomer also broke a story on Friday that's been picked up in the mainstream press today. She said that there's a Parkinson's expert has been at the White House meeting with Biden, personal doctor at the White House. This Parkinson doctor, he's been donating money. He's donating like $1,200. Not a lot for somebody at that level, but what I take from that is they've been sneaking in this specialist to examine Biden as a donor, so people didn't realize who he was on the visitor log. And I've been telling you guys for a year, maybe two, that I think he has Parkinson's.
These doctors if there are doctors that are actively covering this up, they should lose their medical license.
Well, it's between them and a patient.
No, but if they're actively, he has one doctor who comes out and says he's fine.
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay, if you have a doctor treating the president, remember when Trump had COVID, and they found that doctor came out and they got out of him that he had used oxygen or something for like 30 minutes.
Yes,
and they pounced on that guy for weeks. They tried to destroy his career because he didn't disclose that in the first 10 minutes of his press conference. And then he admitted it, which is no big deal. Probably just his oxygen got below 92 and for a little bit, and they put him on it. That's standard protocol. But they crucified that guy, that young doctor, over that. And then you have doctors here with Biden that are actively lying and telling you that everything's fine, nothing to see here, when they know that's baloney. So, I think there's a major cover-up.
Absolutely.
And I think that when Trump wins, he should have Jim Jordan look into this, just like COVID, and look into this cover-up. Listen, the one thing you need to take from all of this, okay, if you're a liberal, is that the media basically has admitted to you that they lie to you on a daily basis. They have come out, and they have put their reputation on the line. That's how serious they are about getting rid of Biden. They're panicked that he cannot win. They know he cannot win. So they are actually admitting that they've been lying to you for months and months and years. But you know what? They don't care that they're admitting that, because that's how badly they want this guy out, that they're willing to do that. I mean, Van Jones said it yourself. He said what you see on TV is not what's going on behind closed doors. But we are getting some glimpses now.
Yeah.
They're finally, for the first time, pulling back that curtain and letting you see what's really going on. You know why? Because that's what they want. That's what they want to do.
That's right. Now, listen, guys, if you would like to support this program, of course, there are many ways to do that. But one of the best ways to do that is to go to mypillow.com and use our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. There's huge deals there. This morning, I woke up this morning. I didn't have to run out to go to work. And
always nice.
When I get up to go to work in the morning, I jump out of bed. Today, I laid in bed for about 2 hours just reading. And, that MyPillow mattress topper we have, it is like sleeping on a cloud. It is just so comfortable. It's hard to get out of bed. Relaxing.
I will tell it. It's hard to get out of bed.
I just was really just enjoying it. And I was just reading through the news and everything on my phone. We have one on our guest bed, and we got it on our guest bed because when our daughter comes to stay, we want her to have a comfortable bed. And right as we got the mattress topper for the guest bed, she got here a day before the mattress topper. So the first night she slept on our guest bed without the mattress topper, and then the second night she slept on it with the mattress topper. She said that mattress topper is so comfortable that it was like the night before without it was like sleeping on a concrete slab.
Right. Yep.
And now it's like sleeping on a cloud. And it's absolutely that amazing. And it is that much of a transformation in comfort. That's why I get so little sleep during the week. I get 4 hours, 4.5 hours, 5 hours if I'm lucky, but usually about 4 hours on average every night. But I function well because those short few hours of sleep that I'm able to fit in are well-rested, deep sleep with the MyPillow mattress topper. Now, there's incredible deals on all of the mattress toppers, so it doesn't matter which one you get. You could save, it depends on which one you get because there's different mattress toppers. You can save up to 50% off. You get free shipping. They come with a money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. And one thing we haven't mentioned too much about the mattress toppers, the covers, you can remove the covers and wash and dry them. And Mike Lindell's products, I don't know what it is about them because unlike every other bedding product I've ever had, his don't shrink in the wash and dryer.
That's true.
It's amazing because everything's very high quality. So you can get all these incredible deals with our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, at mypillow.com. And remember, every time you use our promo code KANE, KANE, at checkout at mypillow.com, you're supporting this program and all of my content, the radio show, the podcast, my YouTube channel, and everything. And it's greatly appreciated. Promo code KANE, KANE, at checkout at mypillow.com. I'm Brian, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. We're going to take a quick break and be right back.
Life's too short to spend it alone. Calling all seniors who are young at heart. SeniorMatch.com is the place to be if you're looking for friendship, romance, or companionship. The easy-to-use platform is designed exclusively for seniors looking to connect and build meaningful relationships. Don't wait any longer. Sign up for free at SeniorMatch.com today. That's SeniorMatch.com. Bring the laughter back into your and your family's lives with the book from author Tinley Graham, 107 Short Humorous Stories for Seniors. Available on Amazon. Packed with playful anecdotes and comical escapades, this book captures the heart and humor of life's golden years. From cruise ship karaoke gone wrong to high-speed golf cart chases, these stories are perfect for reigniting memories and stirring up laughter. From technological mix-ups, unforgettable events from the past, like the moon landing, the heartwarming connections with strangers, pets, and nature. There's something that will tickle everyone's funny bone. 107 Short Humorous Stories for Seniors is easy to read and is in large print. You'll get a quick laugh or a moment of nostalgia anytime, anywhere. It's the perfect way to lift your spirits and bring generations together. Available in Kindle, paperback, hardcover, Kindle Unlimited, and audiobook. Order your copy right now on Amazon. 107 Short Humorous Stories for Seniors from author Tinley Graham. From author Candace McCain comes a memoir that you will want to add to your must-read list. Facing Fear, Finding Hope. Available on Amazon. In this inspirational memoir, the author chronicles her courageous battle, her profound experiences of both loss and grief, as well as the remarkable journey towards self-discovery and healing. With heartfelt reflections on love, the enduring presence of departed loved ones, and the resilience of the human spirit, this memoir will touch your heart and inspire your soul. You will join Candace McCain McCain on a transformative voyage where hope, faith, and the bonds of love overcome adversity. Her story is a testament to the strength of the human heart and the transcendental power of love that can illuminate even the darkest paths. This book is a perfect addition to your book club. Order your copy right now on Amazon. Available in Kindle, paperback, and hardcover. Facing Fear, Finding Hope from author Candace McCain. This is a story of courage, resilience, and the enduring power of love. Don't miss out. Order your copy today. Are you planning an extra special party or event? Look no further than J&J Forever Favors on Etsy. J&J Forever Favors create unique, personalized, and elegant homemade favors for any occasion. Weddings, engagements, baptisms, sweet 16s, baby showers, bridal showers, birthdays, and more. Enjoy free fast shipping within the United States with delivery in just 1 to 3 days. Plus, experience private customer service with top quality original designs. Their speed and quality ensure your party favors are perfect each and every time. They'll make your special day even more special. Their personalized luxury gift collection, combined with elegance, will create unforgettable wedding favors your guest will cherish. Visit them online right now at jjforeverfavors.etsy.com. That's the number 4, jjforeverfavors.etsy.com, and order now. Make your event truly memorable with jjforeverfavors.etsy.com.
You are listening to The Brian Craig Show podcast, broadcasting from sunny South Florida. Brian is joined by his wife and co-host, Kathy. Follow Brian on social media at BrianCraigShow.com. And now, Brian and Kathy.
Welcome to the Brian Craig Show podcast. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. The Brian Craig Show is brought to you by Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing, who will never sew you a roof you do not need. Online at LaportaRoofing.com. All right, well, Biden just made a speech today in Wisconsin, and he's on this, I guess we're going to call it the Biden Last Stand Tour.
Yeah, Biden's last stand.
And
he basically has till Monday to turn things around.
Well, what they're doing is they're pushing him out there. They have been the last few days to show everyone that he's with it. And every time they do it, he makes it worse, right? Yesterday and on the show this morning, if you listen to the morning show today, he did a radio interview that was recorded in Philadelphia, and he got all confused, and he said he was proud to be the first black female vice president to serve under a black president. It was very strange.
Yeah.
He said a lot of other weird things in that interview, and there's been some other incidents. The 4th of July celebration, I detailed that on the morning show, so I'm not going to go through all that now, but it was a disaster, including coming out with whatever he was eating, his food all over the front of his suit, and he didn't even know.
Yeah.
And then today, he flew to Wisconsin to give a speech. They were calling it a rally, a Biden rally. And it was a middle school gym, and they had almost the whole gym blocked off where everyone was pushed right into the front.
Right.
Maybe a couple dozen people there, probably school employees, staffers, I don't know, media, I don't know. But it was just a few people there, but they had it scrunched in on television like it was this massive rally.
Yeah.
And he came out, I don't know, about an hour late, and he spoke for 10, maybe 15 minutes at the most, between 10 and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
And because he couldn't go any further. And he made a few flubs during it. And I told Kathy, I said, he got out right before 4 p.m. Eastern because he had to get out like Cinderella before, the sundown syndrome kicked in and he turned into, a pumpkin or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was bad. And in Wisconsin,
it just keeps getting worse. I mean,
oh yeah,
it's just not getting better. But I think my theory is, from what I've read and heard and everything, that he has till Monday to turn this around. They're giving him the weekend. They're giving him this rally, if you can call it a rally, or a speech for that matter, not really. And his interview tonight, which, by the way, Jason Miller reported that they've had to record it twice now because it's been such a mess.
Wait a minute. The interview with Stephanopoulos, they recorded twice.
Jason Miller said that he's heard that they're on their second round.
Well, Jason Miller is in with Trump, so if he says it, it's true.
And I think they're giving him until Monday to turn the polls in his direction, which is not going to happen.
Well, let's slow down before we go on it, because I don't want to lose train of thought on this interview, because this is amazing. Yeah. Okay, there's a lot of things about this. I don't think they've given him till Monday to turn things around. I think they have humored the Bidens by telling them they have till Monday, but they don't really mean they have till Monday.
Maybe that's their deadline.
But this interview with Stephanopoulos, okay, and this interview is a catch-22. If the interview comes out well, no one's going to believe it and say it's highly edited with retakes, as we're getting now. And if it comes out like he has been, he'll look like a fool. But Jason Miller, this is fascinating to me, because Jason Miller is a Trump insider. Mm-hmm. Jason Miller said that they recorded the interview twice.
Yep.
The Stephanopoulos interview with Biden. Who's leaking this information to the Trump camp? It's interesting because this interview, the only people there are George Stephanopoulos' ABC News crew and the Biden people. So someone in either Biden's circle or George Stephanopoulos' ABC News circle are letting the Trump campaign know how bad it was. So isn't that something?
Yep.
Whichever one of those two groups is leaking out the information are liberals. Now, this interview was supposed to be airing on Sunday. They're airing it on Friday early to try to change the weekend news cycle into him being. If what Jason Miller says is true, and the interview was recorded twice, what's going to happen is people in the press are going to demand to see both versions of the interview uncut so that we could see it. This is a setup.
Yeah, I think so.
To run it. But Kathy, this is the one thing I don't have the whole answer to this, but it seems to me, following this, that the Bidens, they think that this discussion and this pressure is just about him dropping out of the race. I don't think the Bidens realize this is about him resigning the presidency is what they're moving towards.
I think they've already decided what they're doing. I think they've decided it's over.
He's out.
Because he's only going to get worse, folks. He's not, dementia does not improve. And their little, I watched the speech, if you can call it that, and their little schemes, they really think people are stupid. First of all, like you said, there was hardly anybody there. It was a tiny little room, and the crowd was way over enthusiastic. Every line, it was like they were cheering, laughing. It was over the top. It was over the top. They were more enthusiastic than a Trump crowd, if you can imagine that. It was fake. It was fake.
Yes.
And within 10 minutes, he's like, well, I'm going to wrap it up. And I'm like, that's it? I mean, they think that he can go around making 10-minute speeches. He's not answering questions. He can't talk for more than 10 minutes, and even that he screws up. The Democrats need to be on this. And I said this to you earlier. I said, they keep saying Trump's not going to leave, which he will when it's done. And he did
once before.
Biden's not leaving. Yeah. Biden's the one who won't leave. He won't do what's good for the party. This guy needs to step down and say, I'm not running anymore, but he's selfish. He only cares about himself, his family. I saw them on the balcony, the clip of them with his daughter with her arms around him and dancing with her brother. These people are not going to give this up. They're not going to give up this life of living in the White House and having the parties and the access. There's no way. I mean, they're not going to let this go. And I've said that all along. He will not step down. And if they really thought he would resign for the good of the party, I mean, they really deluded themselves into thinking that. He said, and you're going to play the clip, what he said at the speech
let me
today.
play this. And
they're stuck with this guy, but I think they got a plan, and he doesn't know about it.
The purpose of this, I can't call it a rally, this Wisconsin meetup group was about showing how together he is. This is just one example, but listen to this.
It was like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I will beat him again in 2020.
I will beat him again in 2020, he said.
Yeah.
And there were some other flubs when he was saying people's names and things like this.
Well, you know the mayor's name. He said mayor of the city.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It wasn't his worst that we've seen him, but he was out there such a short time, and that's why. He made some flubs, but they got him out of there before it could get worse.
And his speech was very similar to the one he gave the other day. I think they're going to just have a stump speech that's 10 minutes that he can repeat over and over. He said a lot of the same things about Trump. He's a dictator. He's this, he's that. It's all, just stupid nonsense. Nobody's going to buy it.
A lot of people are saying that, we want him to stay in because he'll be easier to beat. It's too dangerous for him to stay in. The country's vulnerable. He told the governors when he met with them the other day that he can't do anything after 8:00, all this stuff. That means that Putin or whoever can make their move, that the ISIS-K, if they do it after 8:00, there's not going to be any response.
Exactly. What happens if something happens after 4 p.m.? Then who's going to run the thing?
The thing that is going to happen is they're going to have to put Kamala in. And I'll tell you guys, Kamala immediately, Tom Fitton was talking about this the other day. As soon as he's out, the whole discussion is going to change, and it's not going to be a party. The discussion after that will change to, well, how long was he like this? What did Kamala know? What did she see? What did she cover up? Kamala Harris will be president like 6 months, right?
Not even.
Well, yeah, you've got.
But they haven't even done anything yet. You told me
if they
that
do it next week.
Say they do it next week. You told me he can challenge them, which he will.
Not if he resigns.
He's not going to resign.
If he resigns, it can.
He's not going to resign.
She would be the acting president if they do the 25th Amendment.
Right.
But the thing about Kamala Harris, even though she'd only be president 6 months, she could find herself impeached right quick, because when people start focusing in on what she knew and when she knew it, and she was part of this very dangerous cover-up, that's a high crime or misdemeanor. That's an impeachable offense. Her taking part in this cover-up of his condition is a felony. It is an impeachable offense. She'll be the first female president, but she'll also be the first female president impeached.
What do you think is holding them back from... I mean, the 25th Amendment is there for this exact purpose. You told me it's never been used before.
Never.
Okay. So it's not a good look for the Democrats. And I think it's their Hail Mary. It's their fail safe, I should say. And I think they've given Joe every opportunity to bow out gracefully. And he said in this speech today, you have the clip, if you want to play it, where he said they want me out.
Yeah, I don't have it queued up, but
he said he said they're trying to push me out, but I'm not going anywhere. So that he keeps saying that. So what they can only do, I guess they have a few options. The money is the issue. So then somebody said they could have a new primary. This would be a disaster for them, but I love it. And elect somebody else.
Yeah.
Get them the ballots, and then they can take the money. I don't think they could have time for that.
They can't do that.
The funny thing is, I read an article, is that the Democrats steamrolled over anybody else who wanted to run against him in the primary, which was not that long ago. And they really thought he could beat Trump and that he was good. I guess they believed it. And now they're stuck with him, and he's got all the primary votes and all the delegates, whatever. So the only thing I think they can do, because time is of the essence, here it is, it's July. So we have August, September, October, 4 months. That's it. That goes by so fast. 4 months. I don't think they have time to do more delegates. So they could do the 25th, or you said a brokered convention. How would that work exactly?
Nobody really knows, because there hasn't.
They always talk about it, but
there hasn't been a brokered convention in anyone's lifetime.
What's the theory behind that? Behind how a brokered
what happens
convention
is
works?
they have to have the Democrats have a system at their convention that no one understands, and it's done that way on purpose so they can do whatever they want.
That's right.
And they have delegates like we do, but they have this super delegate system, and there's a lot of people that are the elite that are super delegates. The Clintons are super delegates. The Obamas, I'm sure, are. Donna Brazil's a super delegate. The super delegates can cancel out the votes of all the regular delegates.
Then what happens?
Then whoever the elite decide gets the nomination. But it used to be...
Well, they have to come to a consensus on that.
The way that...
It'd have to be Kamala.
The way that it used to work is they would have multiple votes. Now when you watch the conventions through our lifetime, it's been a formality. They just vote. It's just a formality. But it used to be they didn't have enough delegates for a candidate. They would have multiple votes, 10 votes, 15 votes, 4 votes. It was always multiple votes. And then on the 4th ballot or the 10th ballot, they'd get the nominee. And during all those, what the purpose of that was people were brokering deals. You know how they do the earmarks in Congress? It was kind of a similar thing. They were doing their deals, smoke-filled backroom deals. And but that hasn't happened since like Woodrow Wilson, all right? So no one knows how a brokered convention would work. And the thing about a brokered convention, most of the delegates are connected people, okay? I went to the Republican convention once. The people that are delegates, they're typically, some of them are rich donors. Some of them, and a lot of them are, at least when I went, were people that are local party bosses or hold offices, and sometimes they're mayors, city councilmen, state senators, people like that. You got all kinds of people like that. The people that are delegates are politically connected people, so it's easy to make them do what the power brokers want because they all have delusions of something higher than what they have. So they could be bought off and manipulated.
I think the stress and the pressure is going to really make things worse for him. And I read another article that said what I've been saying all along, that his wife and his aides keep him very isolated from what's really going on, and he's very protected. And the people don't have access to him like a normal president, where you can walk in and out of rooms and go in. Yeah, he has a very small staff, and they guard him very carefully. And they don't let him have any really interaction with people. And I read this article in the New York Magazine, in the Intelligencer section, and there's a very good article. And the writer said that she's known Biden for years and years, and I think it was a he or she, I can't remember the name of the person who wrote the article, but this person, they've known Biden, covered him for years and years and years, and they went to, this was just the other day, like a fundraiser in the basement of a hotel, and he didn't know who they were. He's like, "Who are you? What's your name?" Yeah. And they were shocked. And they discussed how bad he looks up close, and his face lifts, and he's like, it was not pretty. And that he is belligerent, and he's the kind of person that, and it talked about the cover up of the press and how they've been covering for him, but they're not all on the same page. And that's the problem they're having. You have people like Joy Reid that are saying, well, I'll vote for a vegetable over Trump. She's got to get on board and start calling for him to resign. They don't have everybody doing it yet. They still have some people in the press saying, well, he's still better than Trump. Well, he's not. They got to stop saying that if they want him out.
Joy Reid said last night on MSNBC that she and her friends, Democrat friends, would vote for Biden's brain in a bottle before Trump.
That's just a stupid thing to say.
If you watch, CNN are 100% Biden out.
That's right.
MSNBC's not. They're the opposite.
No. Yeah. So they're divided. Mm-hmm. That shows division in the party. And I promise you.
That's great. That's what we want.
It is great. And I promise you, they're going to work on getting everybody in the liberal media on board, on the same page. And I think they are going to go to Biden Monday. I think they're giving him this weekend, like you said, just to give the appearance.
Yeah, humoring them.
And I think they're going to go to him Monday and say, you have to step down or else we're going to now release this or we're going to do that or we're going to invoke the 25th, but you're not going to be the nominee. It's not happening.
This interview was, Stephanopoulos.
It's not Biden's call.
Stephanopoulos is an unknown factor, okay? Stephanopoulos obviously is in with the Clintons and everything. And the Clintons and the Obamas don't get along because the Obamas have taken control of the party away from the Clintons. But this if it's true that
I don't think the Clintons are involved at all, and I think it's all Obama.
No, but Stephanopoulos, I'm talking about the Clintons are retired. The Stephanopoulos interview, if it's true that they had to do it twice, this could be the thing that either forces them to cave and resign or the 25th Amendment, because there's no way with this crisis going on about his mental state that if they did the Stephanopoulos interview twice, that the media are not going to demand to see the unaired version. And if they air that on television, it'll be over. Or they'll
leak it on Twitter. They'll leak the outtakes.
Clips and yes.
Yeah.
If If they make Kamala the president, though, the media is going to make an immediate shift and celebrate the first female minority president and go into a big pep rally celebration. Now, listen, we're going to take a quick break. I'm Brian, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. We'll be back right after this.
The world is torn apart by nuclear devastation, and hope is a flickering flame in the darkness. Join the journey of survival in the book from Florida-based author J. Scott Page, Desecration, available on Amazon. 6 months after the cataclysmic event, humanity is struggling to survive. Whispers of sanctuary in Omaha have ignited a glimmer of hope among the survivors. But the road to salvation is treacherous, with lawlessness and radiation every step of the way. As they approach Omaha, secrets buried beneath the surface threaten to unravel their very existence. Will they find refuge in the heart of darkness, or will Omaha reveal even darker truths? Find out when you read Desecration, available in Kindle and paperback on Amazon. Join the survivors on their quest for safety and redemption, and embark on a journey where every step brings them closer to salvation and damnation. Desecration, from author J. Scott Page, on Amazon. You've heard the news. People all over America are moving to new cities, new towns, even new states. But before you pack up and move your entire family, ask yourself this. Do you know anything about that new neighborhood? Don't just relocate. Relocate with confidence. Visit Maptimum.com. That's spelled MAP, T-I-M-U-M. And get to know your new neighborhood before you even pack a box. Whether it's across the state or across the country, Maptimum provides detailed, instantly generated reports on everything you need to know about your new neighborhood, from crime to schools, natural hazards, political leaning of the neighborhood, demographics, air quality, AI-generated insights, and more to help you vet your options. All you do is go to Maptimum.com, enter the area, the name of the neighborhood, or the zip code. That's it. You get a comprehensive snapshot at your fingertips. No more guessing and no surprises. So before you make that big move, make the smart move. Visit Maptimum.com. That's MAP, T-I-M-U-M. They cover the entire United States. Maptimum.com, your first step to a new beginning. Maptimum.com. Brian Craig here. Our 6th annual cruise is coming up, and you're all invited. This time, we're sailing for 7 nights on Celebrity Cruise Line's newest ship, the Ascent, to Puerto Plata, St. Thomas, and St. Martin. We set sail March 30th. We have private shore excursions, private cocktail parties, group activities. We're going to go to the shows together and much, much more. Call in at Cruise and Travel Depot right now, 561-244-5779, 561-244-5779. And online at cruisingdepot.com to make your reservation and lock in our private group rate. Nothing comes close to Celebrity Cruises. From author Joan d'Arc comes your next must-read book, Transcender and the Wendigo. Enslaved in a human bee colony, Native American kids confront racism and discover empowerment through knowledge. Transcender and the Wendigo is a blend of science fiction, mythology, and horror that will keep you on the edge of your seat. You'll meet fascinating hybrid life forms and follow authentic teenage characters as they grow and evolve, and explore the chilling yet enchanting bee colony where ancient myths and a futuristic world collide. If you love The Hobbit, are a fan of Stranger Things, or Ready Player One, you will not be able to put this book down. Transcender and the Wendigo is perfect for ages 14 and up and is an unforgettable adventure for all readers. Available now on Kindle, Nook, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other online booksellers. Transcender and the Wendigo, from author Joan d'Arc.
You are listening to The Brian Craig Show podcast, broadcasting from sunny South Florida. Brian is joined by his wife and co-host, Kathy. Follow Brian on social media at BrianCraigShow.com. And now, Brian and Kathy.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. I want to play this clip from Molly Hemingway. I'm going to lead up to it. I'll just play it and then we'll talk about it, because this involves something we've been talking about all week amongst ourselves that we haven't talked about on the program yet. So this is Molly Hemingway on that media show that they do with Howie Kurtz on Fox.
Media Matters?
No, Media Matters, that left-wing group.
Oh.
Media
Buzz?
I think it's Media Buzz.
He's a big liberal.
He's a jerk. I don't like
he's a big jerk.
You know what he is? He's kind of like an older version of Brian Stelter. He's very self-important because he's judging the media all the time. I don't like
Give
it.
me a
Anyway,
break.
This is Molly Hemingway.
So you can describe it now as halting and low energy, but this is what Americans have been seeing for a long time. And a lot of even Democrat voters have felt this way about Biden, and yet they nominated him to be their candidate. And so this Stephanopoulos interview looks more like a Democrat operative, and he is one, trying to implore a fellow political ally to get out of the race for the good of the Democrat Party.
Yeah.
I mean, the vast majority of Americans have, with their own eyes and ears, witnessed the decline of this president. It was a major talking point in 2020. We're talking about a White House press corps that had no problem running wild with accusations and anonymous sources and conspiracy theories when it was a Republican, Donald Trump. But now we're supposed to believe that they were somehow duped, that the rest of the country could see something that they couldn't see. I don't buy it. I don't think any Americans buy it. The level of media corruption that we're seeing is complete at this point.
Yep.
They didn't cover the story because they thought it would be bad for Democrats to talk about the senility of the president. And now they're covering it because they've lost confidence in their ability to drag Joe Biden across the finish line. There's nothing honest about this, and they don't get any points whether they start covering it now or not. That all of this desire to oust Biden is happening only among the media and other top Democrats. You are not seeing a groundswell calling for change from Democrat voters. Again, they just had a primary election. They just overwhelmingly chose this man to be their nominee. And now the media are acting like
Okay. So that what she's talking
That's
about.
probably how Joe Biden is thinking. He says, I got the nomination, so exactly. Why should the deep state, why should they be the ones to decide?
Well, there's a case to be made for that because, he figures he's won. The people have chosen him. Who are these guys? But the problem with Biden, I think Biden is so far gone that he doesn't know that he's gone. David Axelrod was talking about this. Now, what Molly Hemingway's talking about earlier, though, is all of a sudden the media have had this awakening. They've been covering up for him for years. We all know this, all right? Even during the campaign, during the basement campaign. And I think we should go along with what the media are doing because they're doing the right thing here, maybe for the wrong reasons, but they're going along with what we've been saying.
No, I totally disagree.
I don't want the media to turn on and be in Biden's favor all of a sudden.
But I think Biden should stay. When was the primary?
They had different months, just like ours. There wasn't a day; it was different times over the last few months.
But I think there's been a significant decline in him in the last
2 months,
3 or
6
4
weeks.
months. Yeah, I would say in the last 3 or 4 months, there's been a significant decline with it was always kind of bad.
The thing with
really
Biden,
bad.
okay, the thing with Biden is this, okay? We benefit from the division. The Democrat Party is completely in chaos right now. The media
I don't want this resolved for them.
The media have basically turned CNN into a one-topic thing. Biden dropping out.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's 25. Now, MSNBC is not. They're on Biden's side, by the way. Okay, Lawrence O'Donnell said in the next debate, both Trump and Biden should be able to have their entire staff on stage with them, and each of them should be mic'd up so when a question comes up, they can confer with their staff. It was very bizarre. But MSNBC is not in the loop like you would think they are because they're not where CNN is at. CNN is 100% against Biden right now.
Well,
and
we've all felt that CNN is a government
They
agency.
are. They're the deep state. Yeah. But if they're so against Biden and working so hard, it is freaking out the Democrat voters because, we've all known how bad Biden has been for a long time. People that get their news from CNN and MSNBC didn't really know how bad he was. Some of them did, but most of them didn't because they covered it. And the Democrat voter base that Biden thinks he has behind him, I don't think they're so behind him now because they're seeing how bad he is on CNN all day. And they're like, holy smokes, what happened? This isn't what I voted for.
Well, most people don't watch the news regularly like we do. But Molly said that she hasn't really heard from the voters and that they seem okay with it. That's not entirely true because interactive polls, they're monitoring this and they are doing daily polls and they just came out with one today. This July 7th interactive polls and they're very accurate. Pennsylvania, Trump 58, Biden 42. Wisconsin, Trump 56. These are blue states. Biden 44. Michigan, Trump 55, Biden 45.
Yeah.
Arizona, Trump 72, Biden 28. Georgia, Trump 75, Biden 25. Nevada, Trump 70, Biden 30. And North Carolina, Trump 79, Biden 21. So the voters are clearly changing their mind about Biden. So they're not happy with him. So she's wrong on that front. And this is what is scaring the hell out of the party. And you're right that the CNN has really, and Fox, but CNN especially, they don't even talk about Trump really right now.
No.
It shows you they get a goal in mind, and that's what they go with, and they stick with it like a dog with a bone.
Yep.
And their goal is for him to get out, and one way or another. So that is the propaganda they're pushing now, and it's working because people are changing their minds. Plus, people see for themselves. The debate was a death blow to this guy. It was so bad. There's no fixing it. And the more he goes out and tries to, that interview was a disaster. The more he goes out and tries to rectify the situation, he's just making it worse, because you don't improve with dementia. It's a disease that progresses. It doesn't get better. It gets worse. Every day he's getting worse and worse and worse. And I think you get past a certain point where that's it. You know what I mean? And he's gotten to that point. So they're totally all in on this on CNN to make sure to put the pressure on him and his family. But they are very insular, the Bidens, and they are living in their own little world right now, which I think they always have. And they have probably a very tight-knit group of people. Yeah. They're in a bubble, very isolated. And I think that I've said this before, there is no way his wife is going to let him quit. He will do whatever she says.
Well, because
and she is telling him, don't let them push you around. Don't let them. You got nominated. You're not going to quit.
It's because, well, first off, it's humiliating and embarrassing, and she'll have to be embarrassed for the rest of her life.
Well, her life's over when that happens.
She's
in her mind.
She is the president. She's running the country. And there was another picture of her the other day sitting in Biden's chair with the presidential seal behind her.
Yeah,
I've never seen a first lady do this. She's like really putting it in people's faces, and she doesn't want to give that up. Now, last week I was like, well, this is so dangerous. We could be attacked and all this. And then I realized we're so close to the election. The rest of the world are not going to mess around with us.
No, they're not.
Because in a blink of an eye, Trump's going to be back.
Yes,
and they don't want Trump's wrath. So Trump is keeping this country safe right now from anything that Biden, and his incompetence, you may think, bring upon us. I don't think any foreign powers are going to make any actions, because
I agree with you on that.
Because Trump would go off when he came in immediately, and they know that. That's remember, like Iran released the hostages the second that Ronald Reagan took the oath of office, right? Because they were afraid of Ronald Reagan.
God help us if Trump doesn't.
I want to talk about Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing. He does incredible work. And I know a lot of you over the years have used Tom Laporta, and I want to thank you all for doing that. Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing, when he says that he will never sell you a roof you don't need, I have never heard another roofer ever say that. Roofers, and I've been dealing with roofers my whole life, because in Florida, we're in hurricane season right now in Florida, and I remember we had roof damage, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 years ago. This is before we knew Tom Laporta. Mm-hmm. And we needed repairs. We didn't need a new roof. And roofers would tell us, we don't do repairs. We only do new roofs. Yep. They if you need a new roof, we'll come and do you a new roof, but we won't do repairs.
That's true.
I was outraged. And when I first met Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting, and he said that, right? I'll never sell a roof that the customer doesn't need. I told him, I say, do you understand how unique that is? Roofers just don't say that. It's absolutely amazing. And he will treat you with the utmost respect, just like all of his other customers. Now, Tom Laporta covers a huge area here in Florida, from Jupiter to Miami, from Tampa to Naples, and everywhere in between. He works with every type of roofing material there is, and he also works on every type of structure there is. Single-family homes, condos, HOAs, office buildings, churches, schools. Did I say municipal buildings? Whatever type of structure, warehouses, he does it. And he will call you right up. Now, I'm going to give you his phone number. This is Tom Laporta's cell phone number. It rings directly to his cell phone. You can call or text him. He'll get right back to you if he doesn't just answer the phone if you call. And that is also very unusual. This is a big company. Yeah. He's the owner. You're not going through the receptionist. You're not going through an appointment setter. You're not going through an office. You're not going through a salesperson. You're getting the owner of the roofing company on the phone
never
directly.
Happens. Usually you got to go through 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
And you still don't get the owner.
Never talk to the owner. No.
Never.
So this number rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone. Yeah. It's 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. Or you could just go to his website, LaportaRoofing.com. LaportaRoofing.com. All right.
And I've talked to Tom. He's very nice.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Very nice man.
Okay. So we're hearing all these mixed messages. You know, Tom Fenton at Judicial Watch said Monday he was going to resign. I don't know about that.
Seems like this is an important week.
We got this story in Axios and Gateway Pundit that they're going to get him out by Friday. The reality of the situation is no one knows, okay? No one knows when or if. But I don't think David Axelrod and all these other high-profile Obama-level people would be all over CNN all day, every day.
You know, I know
without them having a plan to make sure that he does what they want.
They would not go take it this far unless they felt that, you know. I wonder if during the time of Nixon, now there obviously wasn't the news you have today, and there was no social media, but there was obviously a move to get him out. And did the news turn on him too? I don't know. I'm too young.
Well, yeah, because
know.
They were Democrats. They were against him from the beginning.
But even the Republicans were in on it, and it's like they pull out the memo. You know, okay, this is what we're doing now. But like I said before, the thing to glean from all of this is that the media lies to you, and they pick and choose what they're going to tell you, and everything. If you're a Democrat and you've looked back on the last 6-7 years, what have they been honest with you about? And what are they lying about now? I mean, you know what I mean? All they do is cover up and lie to people. I mean, they have no integrity. There's no journalism integrity, if there ever was. They hide behind that. It's a bunch of baloney. It doesn't exist. They have an agenda, and it's they're into brainwashing is what it is, brainwashing the masses.
Absolutely.
And right now they're all in now. It'll be interesting this week. And it was announced that Trump will be announcing his VP July 18th, which is the last night of the convention, which is, I believe, 2 weeks from Thursday is the 18th. No, let's see. The 18th is, a week from Thursday. We will find out. A lot of people are thinking Ben Carson. I've seen him. He is not my first choice, but I've seen him on a lot of interviews lately.
But you know what, though? He was on some of these panels with Byron Donalds, and he was asleep, literally asleep.
Yeah.
He couldn't stay awake.
He just doesn't have enough energy to me. No. I like him. He's very intelligent.
Yeah, I like him, too.
But I really want somebody who's younger and energetic.
We don't want another Biden.
The future that can take over the reins.
Yeah.
And have, fire people up. And for that, I like J.D. Vance a lot. But I really think it's going to be Burgum. I don't think J.D. Vance is going to do it. If J.D. Vance does it, I would be shocked and very happy because he's very young, energetic, and he clearly is aligned with Trump on his thinking. He's a very intelligent guy. Rubio maybe, but I don't know at this point. I always said it was Burgum, and now I don't know if they even know.
Trump may not know yet.
He says he does, though, But
Well,
has he told
he
that?
may-
He might not tell them till that day.
He may have it down to a couple of people, and what some of them may be doing is auditioning on these TV interviews.
That's what I think is going on. I think he has it narrowed down, and he said he knows, but maybe he knows he's got his top 3, like you said. And, he wants to see how they perform. And that's really big. I don't know
but
how.
I've seen Burgum on TV
Yeah.
a lot defending Trump.
Yes,
And that makes me lean towards him.
that's my prediction.
But I don't think he's 100% sure yet, and he's going to watch. Oh, now I want to tell everyone
I don't know how he
about,
got hooked up with Pence.
Yeah, I want to tell everybody about my new channel, which Kathy is completely running and organizing, and I'm staying out of it other than telling you guys about it. It's called Brian Craig Clips, and what Kathy is doing, she just started this channel last week, and it has over 1,500 of you have already subscribed to it, which is absolutely amazing, and I'd appreciate if those of you who have not subscribe to it. It's Brian Craig Clips on YouTube. And what Kathy is doing is going through the show in the morning and taking clips of it and just posting them there. And they're usually under 5 minutes.
Yes.
And I was surprised how many of you immediately subscribed to the channel. It really blew me away because I just told you guys about it for the first time on Friday. And there's already over 1,500 subscribers to it. And that's amazing for a brand new channel, right? It's called Brian Craig Clips. And if you could not just subscribe, but actually watch the videos, that would be great.
Yeah, they're short. They're like 3 to 5 minutes. And it's just some clips. And if somebody calls the show and it gets really spicy, you might end up in one of the clips too.
That's true. And the reason that, I'll give you guys some behind the scenes. The reason we started that channel is because, on my main YouTube channel, Brian Craig Show, I upload a lot of content. I do the live stream every day of the week. I live stream. And my live streams are usually 3 hours. I also upload our podcast on the main channel, and I do some vlogging and things on the main channel too, Brian Craig Show. There's a lot of content, and I'm going to continue to. That's my main channel, okay? And but a lot of people have a shorter attention span, younger people, and others have a short attention span. And so we started this channel just to bring in new people that don't have a longer attention span, that just might see it. Most of the things I talk about and the way I talk about them, most people have not heard people talk about the issues the way I do. I know you guys hear me all the time, but I'm trying to reach out to some new people by just having the shorter clip channel. The reason Kathy is running that channel is because I think it'd be better for you to pick the clips than me. Right? If I pick the clips, it's all very self-serving. If I pick, this is the best of me, watch this. You know what I mean? It's a little self-serving. So Kathy's picking the clips and putting them up there. So it's Brian Craig Clips on YouTube. If you have not already, subscribe and please watch them, okay? I would appreciate that. All right, we're out of time for today. We will be back next time. This week and next week are going to be...
will be very interesting.
Well, they're both going to be good. The next 2 weeks are going to be non-stop news because this week is the taking down of the Biden, presidency, and then next week's the Republican convention.
Let me ask you, in your opinion, when do you think all this is going to go down? They're going to get rid of Biden.
No way to know. There's
one
no way
way
to
or
know.
another.
No
okay,
way to
they're
know.
running out of time. They got 4 months till the election. That's it. 4 months. And if they're stuck with Kamala, God help them. They're really, it's between a rock and a hard place. I mean, how do you choose between these two? They really think she's better than him. That's how bad he is in their mind, to think that Kamala is better. I mean, think about that. I mean, these people are totally deluded. He is still better than her, in my opinion. As bad as he is, he's better than her. She's an idiot. I'm not saying he's a genius, but she is just stupid. I mean, there's nothing upstairs. She's dumber than AOC. With the laughing and the cackling, she makes no freaking sense when she talks. She always loves to say something about the past, and some saying she always says about, I can't remember what it was. It's so stupid. But they think has a better chance than him against Trump. Or is this just a wash and they're like, you know what, we're just screwed. We're going to lose anyway. And I mean, I don't know what they're thinking. Do they really believe she's better?
This is where I differ.
I mean, she's
from everybody else on this. I don't think this is about losing the presidency or winning the presidency. I think they've conceded that they're going to lose the presidency no matter what. I think it's about two other things.
Just setting her up.
One, I think it's about not losing congressional seats. Okay, yeah.
That's for sure.
They're worried about losing seats in both houses of Congress.
Yes.
But I think it's bigger than that. I think that the Bidens did something that has just totally pissed off the deep state. And what that is, we can make guesses until
and maybe
doomsday.
They got him to do the debate knowing he'd fall flat on his face.
We may never be privy to what it is, but he did something to piss off the deep state. It may be something that we know about. It could be the Afghan withdrawal. But it could be something we've never heard about. He's done something that has just pissed them off beyond imagination, and they just aren't going to have it.
Yeah, because she can't win either.
No one.
So
Kathy,
I don't think it's about that either.
At this point, no one could beat Trump, no matter what. Not just because Trump's so popular. There's so much division in the Democrat Party now.
It's a mess.
There's not enough time for them to unify behind anyone.
No, and what'll happen is people are just not going to show up.
There's no one
won't show up to vote.
A lot of people forget. Obama was different because he was the first black nominee of a major party. Okay, that's an outlier. Bill Clinton, just to pick a Democrat. Bill Clinton was a very popular Democrat. Very
Yeah.
They don't have anyone that's popular and likable. They have people.
They don't. They really don't.
They have people that are well known, like Gavin Newsom or Gretchen Whitmer.
Who's insane.
They're all lunatics.
Yeah, they are.
Bill Clinton, you may say he's a lunatic, but when he was running for president and was president, he was very popular. I never voted for him, but he was very popular. They don't have anyone like that.
Well,
okay?
And Bill Clinton's, he's an intelligent person. I mean, I didn't vote for him either, but he's not stupid. That's for sure. He's a very intelligent guy.
So they've got no one, but they have accepted that Trump is going to win. I don't think
why are they going through all this?
The Bidens did something to piss them off. Kathy,
They're willing to destroy their reputation.
They want him out.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think that they're panicked. I think the debate panicked them. They've been covering him for years.
Yeah.
And the debate freaked them out. His poll numbers have dropped.
I think it was before the debate.
And they're very worried about the Congress and the governors and all that.
No.
I don't think it's just
Kathy,
personal.
It was before the debate. And I'll tell you, proof of that is how Dana Bash and Fake Tapper did not even challenge Trump in the debate at all. They were all on Biden the whole time.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
The debate was
a setup.
Was part of their plan. So what?
Well, maybe maybe they thought he would step down. And that's what I think has happened. I think they really, of course, they thought Trump would step down. I think they really felt that Biden would have such a bad performance, and they set him up. I felt that from the beginning, and I think they really believed he would just quit, and he's not. So now they don't. Now they're kind of, well, what do we do? He's not leaving.
Well, they did with the Bidens what they did with Bernie. It didn't work, right? Bernie would not endorse Hillary when she was running,
right?
Bernie went to meet with Obama, and they paid him off, and he came out and endorsed her. They offered the Bidens
not working
boatloads of money, and they said, get out of here.
But what do you think that's about? What do you think that's about?
What's about?
Well, if they offer him $20 million, $30 million, that's a lot of money. Why is he digging his heels and creating so many enemies?
Because
why would he do that?
It is arrogance is a lot of it.
Yeah.
Arrogance, they're in power and all of that. But Richard Nixon never was able to overcome that. He resigned from office. He lived a long time after that. Lyndon Johnson didn't run. He knew he wasn't going to get it, but Lyndon Johnson didn't live long. And plus, he had two terms. He had his own term. He had a little bit left of Kennedy's. He was there a long time. He didn't live very long after he left office.
So you think he knew he was sick?
I think, yeah. I think he knew he had cancer, yeah.
Because he quit.
But Richard Nixon had a humiliating life long after he left Washington. And that's humiliating. George H.W. Bush, I saw him on an interview. He said the morning after he lost re-election and he woke up, he said he couldn't get out of bed. He said it was so humiliating. He said because you're rejected by the whole country. The country rejected you.
Well, now he's being rejected by his party. Mm-hmm. But I think that they planned on him quitting, and he's not going according to plan. And now they they're going to stick with it.
It's hard
and,
to. It's
and
hard.
putting more pressure on him. But I'm telling you, he's never going to quit. I've said that. His wife.
I don't
will
think
not
it's up
let
to him. I don't think it's up to them.
His wife. Well, then they're going to have to go to Plan
They
B,
haven't
which
pulled
I'd love
out.
To know what that
they
is.
haven't pulled out the big stuff yet. They
might have dirt on him.
They released that video of that questioning from the Justice Department a few months ago, where they said he was too mentally out of it to prosecute.
I think they're going to release that.
Those kind of things come out. You know, there's an article today. I went through it all in detail on a live stream this morning, but they have White House staffers that are now talking to the press about his condition.
Incredible.
Listen, we're out of time, but we will be back next time. I'm Brian, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. We will talk to you next time.